Hey friends, hello. How are you doing? Kelly here. It is halfway through October-ish, a little over halfway through October. We're almost to the end of October. I don't know what time of the month it is or when this is actually airing, but basically we're at least of recording this, I'm a little over halfway through Peachtober, the month-long drawing challenge that I'm working on. And it is to that point in a challenge like this where I am so unmotivated. So I just want to talk about motivation and when you're not motivated and how to actually be motivated to do the things we want to do. So yeah, as I mentioned, if you're not familiar, I am participating in Peachtober. Peachtober is one of those Inktober knockoffs where Furry Little Peach writes out 31 different prompts, and then you can follow those prompts in whatever capacity you want to. I am challenging myself to post every single day for each one of her prompts. I am not drawing every day. I am drawing and painting in advance because my life is just so hectic that I wouldn't be able to post what I want to post if I was drawing every day. If I was actually drawing every day, I think I would only be able to do like a small little sketch versus like a whole finished, half finished piece. So, so I'm doing every single prompt, and getting to the halfway point felt so good and also kind of unmotivating in and of itself because, like, it took so much time and effort to get to that halfway point, and then to realize that there's still, like, I have to do all of the things that I just did again. Where it's like, I just spent weeks and weeks trying to get ahead and trying to get, 15 of these drawings done. And I have to do all that amount of work again now. Like, especially, when you start a challenge, it's like the mountain of work you have to do almost doesn't feel real. Like you're excited. You're like, you've got all this energy from like something new, something exciting, something different. And so, I feel like a lot of us can have so much more energy at the start of these challenges. And then when you're getting halfway, you're realizing, oh no, now that I know how much work goes into this, I have to do that again for another like 16 days. What? Like, what? I have to do more? And there's also this conflicting feeling in me where I'm like, I already made it this far, right? Like, I've made it this far. I can't stop now. Like, I have to keep going. I have to do it. So it's like there is motivation, but it's coming from a place of like almost guilt. Like I would feel guilty if I stopped. So I have to keep going. And that's not the kind of motivation that is fun to use, if you know what I mean. Like this feeling of like, oh, I feel like obligated. I feel obligated to finish it. And not necessarily obligated to my audience, but I feel obligated to myself because like I feel like I committed to doing it and so I want to do it. So it's like I'm like, Kelly, you made it this far. It's like you need to follow through. Yeah, so the fun, exciting newness, energy, and that kind of motivation is gone completely for me now. And I'm just left with the motivation of burdensomeness. Like I almost almost feel like it's a burden. And not only just getting the art done feels like a burden, but posting the art every day feels like a burden. Because that, just taking the photos, editing the photos, and then posting, might take 15 minutes, which isn't a lot. But when I'm doing that every single day, I'm like, I just want to have my coffee in the morning. I don't want to have to work in the morning, or at least not right away. So even with posting everything, that has gone to the wayside a little bit as well. And I have started every few days I'll post like way at the end of the night. Like I'm like, oh, I quick have to do that because I didn't make time. Not that I didn't have the time. I didn't make the time earlier in the day. So yeah, lots of different aspects of this that are just challenging. And of course, I wanted to have a lot more of the art done before the month started. And I think I got about 8 prompts in before, 8 to 10 prompts done. No, it's probably like 8. Like 8 days done before the October started. So that's like a good solid week ahead. But let me tell you, I just burst through those 8 days really, really fast, and I burned through those, and now I definitely am just limping along and I don't feel as ahead. And because I'm so busy during the week, I really basically have to do the whole week, or at least the 5 business days I need to complete during the weekend. So last weekend, I was doing like, it's like, okay, I have 2 days to do 7 of these. The weekend before that, it was like, okay, I need to do 5 of these just to get to the weekend. Like, right? Because like I have a full-time job. I have other things in my life, and other responsibilities. And so I do not get drawing done during the week almost ever. And so it feels like I'm just using up all my weekend time to work on these. And that feels a little sad too. And another aspect of all of this is that I don't feel as excited about what I'm making anymore. I will say that the piece that you're seeing right now on screen, I am extremely happy with and actually had a ton of fun with. And I'm not talking about this marble one as I talk about this, but with a lot of the other pieces that I've done for Peachtober, I feel like I'm really just like quick doodling something out really fast, and it's kind of sloppy, and it, like, in one case it was even like literally half finished. Like I wasn't even done with it, and I was just like, you know what, there's paint on the page, you can tell what it is, I'm done. I just need to be done. I need to move on. And that is not a good feeling when you can't finish something or feel good about something. And every time I do these types of challenges, like I love to do Inktober and Linktober and Peachtober or whatever it is, right? I do love to do these challenges. And I know in my head, I've done this so many times, that I know not every piece is going to be a banger. Like some of them are just going to be complete. And done is better than perfect. Don't get me wrong. Just finishing something, getting it out there is better than spending forever to perfect it and never calling it finished. But it is somewhat demoralizing when I want to make every piece to a certain standard, and I just can't do that right now because I'm just trying to get as many done as possible in a short amount of time. And so I'm not even feeling that excited to share them and to post them because I'm not necessarily super happy with them. And so that's been a challenge too. It's just like an added layer onto this, just like, what am I doing? situation. And so, yeah, all of that to say, it's been a bit of a challenge. I mean, that's what it is, right? These are, we literally call them challenges, and they're a challenge. And I think for me, like, it's still worth doing. I say all of this and you might think, Kelly, just quit. Like, it's okay. And I want to emphasize that if you're in the same space and you're like, I think I'm done, then be done. It's fine. It literally, these challenges don't actually mean anything other than an opportunity, I think, to, be creative within a constraint, and an opportunity to like see other artists and connect with other artists. Like, I think those are the two like biggest benefits, and you don't have to do every single prompt in order to reap those benefits. So if you're feeling the same way halfway through this challenge or another similar challenge, it's okay. It's okay to stop, or it's okay to just do a few more. Maybe you skip a few days. That is fine. You should not feel bad about that. For me personally, I do still want to continue, and here is why. One, because I usually do feel really proud of myself when I can get every single prompt done. And I know how that feels like because I've done it before and I want to do it again. So that's number one. And number two is that one of my New Year's resolutions, art-wise, was to complete 6 sketchbooks that I had continuously been working on, like ongoing for years and years. So my goal this year, 2025, is to finish all of those half-used sketchbooks so that in the new year, I can start fresh with new sketchbooks and maybe only use 1 or 2 at a time, instead of having 6 half-used sketchbooks sitting on my desk at all times. You will be happy to know that I am down to 3. And if you can do math, 3 is only half of 6. So I've only actually done half of those, and it's October, and I want to complete the other 3 so that I can be fresh and new in January. And so doing this challenge forces me to fill out this sketchbook, which I would argue for myself is a bigger motivating factor than the challenge itself. Like, the prompts and Peachtober is fun, but it's really a means to a different end, because doing 30 of these pages like really takes a solid chunk out of this sketchbook, or 31, excuse me. But that is a huge chunk of this sketchbook that I can get through. And this sketchbook in particular is a beast because I started the year out with only a couple of pages done. And so this is like the longest of the sketchbooks I've had to finish. It's also the biggest, like in terms of how big the pages are. And it's also the most daunting in the fact that it's the nicest paper. So I don't feel like I can just like scribble doodles and stuff on this. Like, I'm trying to actually use it for paint because it's like a thick watercolor paper, like, and ink and things that will soak in that that medium. And so with some of my other sketchbooks, it's like, okay, cool. Let me just quick sketch out some 5-minute figure poses or something, right? Like, I can do those really fast. But with this sketchbook, like, I do kind of want to take my time, using the material well. So all of that to say, I am going to keep continuing Peachtober because it helps move me along through this sketchbook that I want to complete before the end of the year. However, when I have all these problems, with the challenge right now, and yet I still have a purpose, I have a value, right? My value is I want to finish this because I want to finish these pages. That's something that is important to me, and it's a big goal that I've been working on all year. And so often we find ourselves in this tension, in this conflict within ourselves, right? We have something that's really, really challenging that we don't really want to do, that list all the reasons why it's hard to do. And yet the thing is something that we value and something that we have sat down and said, yes, this is what I want to do. And I want to live out my values and do this thing. And that tension is something that we will forever be living through. Like not there's seasons, right? There's seasons of living in that tension and seasons of not. There are seasons where you're really excited to like take the action steps to follow your goals and follow your values. But there's also seasons like right now where it's like there are so many other things in your life and so many challenges with trying to reach those goals and values that there's this tension. And whether this is in your art or in other areas of your life, it's like what this comes down to is motivation, right? We're back to the motivation piece. We're back to, I really value doing this thing. It's going to help me towards being the person I want to be. It's going to help me towards completing a goal I want to complete, or it's going to help me towards valuing the things that I want to value. And even if you have at some other moment decided what those goals, values, and what that future self you want to be, if you've listed those things out, there are going to be times where you don't feel like actually working towards them. And I'm in that place right now. Like, I don't even know how to describe how I'm doing this right now. Like, how am I, like, moving past all those obstacles and still working towards it? One, I think that Peachtober is a good example of, what's the word? What's the word when other people are accountable? You are being held accountable because I'm sharing all of these things online, right? And so I have other people who are expecting to see me post. And there's not a lot of them, but like they're there. So that helps motivate me. And that obviously is like a really important thing in lots of different goal settings and habit buildings, that you have someone to keep you accountable. So that's one thing we can do to help motivate ourselves, is to basically get the motivation from other people. We are social animals. We want to do things in order to receive like other people's acceptance of us. So make that happen artificially by telling a friend that, you know, I owe you dinner if I don't do this or something like that, right? That person's going to make sure you do it, or at least keep tabs on you because they want free dinner. The other thing that I probably should have mentioned first is like, make sure you know what your goals and values even are, right? When you're in a good headspace, like make sure you've listed out exactly what goals you're trying to accomplish, or what values, or both. And by values, like I mean like think about your limited time on earth and decide where you want to spend your time. I do this every year, and I make little goals that are like feasible actions that are attainable, because I think they're fun. But I think the most important thing is to list out your values and like, okay, if I'm, like I want to spend most of my time with my family and friends, like people are really important to me. So, and that's more important to me than art even. So like if I'm in a place where it's like, okay, this friend really, really needs me. Oh, but I want to get a video out right now. It's like, well, no, I'm going to help my friend first before I do the video art stuff, right? When you have your values aligned, then you can make wise decisions that are in alignment with the person you want to be and the values you want to have. And if you don't have those values, you're not going to find motivation, because you need to have some sort of guidance for yourself, whether that comes from a religion or a philosophy or just yourself. Like these are the things that I want to value, that's fine. Just as long as you know what they are. And then you can reach for those things when you are unmotivated, because you can say, oh, I really don't want to, I don't know. In my case, I don't really want to finish this piece, but I want to be, my goal is to finish this sketchbook, and I want to, I value making art and like getting to drawing new sketchbooks next year. Finally, the last but not least, and also not the only other thing that might help you to get motivation, is that you need to remove distractions. And by that, in my life, I mostly mean my phone. So, yeah, it's not great. Even just getting rid of the distraction of the TV or something. To be fair, I do watch a lot of TV while I draw, so it's not like I can't, watch other things or watch other YouTubers while I draw. But sometimes, a lot of the times, these are things that just suck my time, and they're sucking your time too. And I'm glad that you're spending your time watching this video. But maybe you should, if you're not already, do something that you've been putting off while you're watching this video, right? You can draw and watch this at the same time. If you are, let me know what you're drawing. I'd love to know. But yeah, put the phone down, put the, whatever distracting social media site that is bad for you, if that's taking your full attention, then of course you can't work on the other things that you should be and that you want to be working on. And so I do use Focus Friend, the app. It is super fun. You have the little bean and you set a timer, and then he works on knitting. And then if you let him finish his knitting in whatever time that you've set, then you get little socks or scarves or things. And then if you interrupt him, then he is sad. So use Focus Friend or some other app, or put a timer on your social media or something, because that's one of the biggest things that will keep me from completing my goals. And even if I'm no, it's just easier to keep scrolling on this infinite loop forever and ever. It's well, who is that time helping? Well, it's not you. The time you're spending on your Instagram or your TikTok, that's not time that's being working towards your values or working towards who you want to be. That's time spent on someone else's goals, to be honest. And you should keep that in mind when you're using social media. And I don't think all social media is bad. I love social media, and I love YouTube, and I love lots of things about the social internet. But I have become more and more aware when I just am scrolling to avoid something and to avoid a task, rather than scrolling because I have designated time to scroll, if that makes sense. So be wary. And I know everyone always says it. It's social media, don't spend all your, you're wasting your time, blah, blah, blah. It's we say it a lot because it's true, okay? It's true. So, and I obviously can't force you to internalize that. You're going to have to work through internalizing that in your own way, and finding the balance of using the social internet and taking breaks in whatever that looks like for you, because it's totally different based on your lifestyle, based on what you like and all that. So these things have helped me, and so I hope that they help you. Or if you're just here to hang out and watch me draw, I hope you enjoyed that too, while I ramble on and on about my current situation. But regardless, here I am with another piece done, and only a few more to go. So yeah, you can follow my Peachtober journey on my Instagram accounts down below. And thank you so much for being here, and subscribe if you haven't already. I would really appreciate it. And I will talk to you next week. Okay, bye.